to pick, Hero or Dark. Right now, Dark Story has a commanding lead, $1,415 over Hero Story's $392. So if you want to see Sega's Sonic the Hedgehog run, you're going to have to get to work. And for the Sonic Heroes bid war, for which team? Right now, Team Sonic has $645 and is in the lead, followed by Team Rose with $630. And then trailing behind quite a bit, Team Chaotix has $176 and Team Dark has $165.
Just RGB relates all at once. That's all I gotta do.
This is one crazy setup.
It really is.
Sure.
Later on in the day, we also have some incentives for F-Zero X.
Black and white, though. That's unfortunate.
To break the camera in 1-2, we need $1,000, and we're sitting at
I
$440.
don't know.
And for a death race incentive,
I don't think there's really much to run on.
we are sitting at $422,
Andy had
and we
some
need
mega
5,000.
That's about it
Yeah.
for
That's
Dreamcast
how many
runs.
people up. Also, it was totally not.
I feel like I didn't get in,
yesterday.
so yeah.
You guys ready to do a co-op, 2-man, 1 controller?
Race. All right, you two are taking.
Oh, I'm
Chuckles
down.
your
Oh,
team.
I'm down. I'll plug into the other port. Just we'll get 2 at once.
We have a $20 donation from Reed12. Says, I love the amazing speedruns. Keep it up. VVVVV hype.
Let's warm up.
Spiritual equal to crazy.
Yeah, man. Oh,
All right, move inside.
I'm
Alright.
getting closer.
Yeah. I'll move this way.
We have a $250 donation from Thomas Lindblom.
Well,
It says donation for Arkham
It's like we're
Asylum.
over here. It's
you know we have a
Switzerland.
fourth on the couch, right? Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe like over here. I think
Yeah,
Yeah.
why don't we flip?
Yeah. Why don't you flip on the other
if I
side?
can. Here, move over there.
Yeah, you sit on my left.
All right,
Oh man, it works now.
sick. You don't need to see me.
Can you angle that TV?
If I can.
Hey, wait! You got a color suddenly. Awesome.
Wait, is that good?
Yeah, that's
Black
fine.
and white,
Cool.
Right.
Okay, that's fine. Huh?
Well, he's not right now.
Yeah. You need to switch them? Oh, this is gonna be all okay.
Oh.
Just we gotta switch the drink.
You don't have.
Can
Can
you like
just
pass
switch
each other the entire
controllers?
time?
Can you
That-
unplug the controllers?
Awesome
and
Games
plug them
Done
into
Quick
the other
2015 is
Yeah,
being
we'll still
sponsored
do it in
by
the
places? No, you can
Humble
switch spots,
Bundle.
too.
Check out the Awesome Games Done Quick bundle
Can
on
they switch where they're sitting?
humblebundle.com.
Can they switch
Hey,
where
what
they're
you want
sitting?
for up to 9 games, a Twitch Turbo subscription, a subscription to XSplit Premium, and exclusive merchandise.
Okay.
All while supporting
Thank you for
Prevent
switching
Cancer
it.
Foundation.
Instead of us
That's
having to switch it.
humblebundle.com.
Well, I mean, I could use his controller, but look at my TV.
Speaking of the Humble Bundle, we are also being sponsored by Tiny Build Games. They are an indie developer morphed into an indie publisher. They partner up with indies across the world to help better their
the only
games,
file name?
as well as develop games
RSA is the
themselves.
file name, I'm pretty sure. Is that correct?
Yes, RSA.
Okay.
RSA is the file name.
You can check out Tiny Build over at tinybuild.com and check out their game Speedrunners, available in the AGDQ 2015 Humble Bundle.
Wait, so,
RSA.
all right.
All right, load the first level and then we can go.
Oh, we're doing that. Okay.
Yeah.
While we're getting set up, if we want to have a quick roll call on the couch so we can get everyone's names.
Let's start with
Sure. I'm Zenernicus.
Chuckles825.
Toodles.
Mr. Shasta?
All right, good to go?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this is Crazy Taxi. Most people are familiar with this game as a game they play in the arcade. Take customers, pick them up, take them to their destinations, and you get money. That is the mode most people are familiar with. This is the Crazy Box mode. This is a new mode available in the port. And this is a set of 16 challenges. You just kind of do them. They're pretty small challenges, but just go through them as fast as you can, and you get a prize once you beat all 16.
I'll just mention quickly, you may have noticed that they paused at the end of the first challenge to exit out. This is actually the most recent time saver found in this game. You can do this at the end of every course when the words cleared or new record come up, and it can save a few seconds on each stage.
Some of these first stages are just score attack levels. We just wait for the timer to go up once we hit the minimum required score. This is the first actual, like, technical level.
You see, but they'll be doing these are crazy drifts, right?
Yes. You're actually doing a
Or
crazy tail spin.
crazy tails.
When you drive off the passenger, you're essentially braking until you slow down enough, and then switching gears to the tail end of your car, turn 180 degrees.
Okay.
You also have to be careful about picking up passengers, at least more careful than I'm doing right now. Depending on the angle and speed at which you enter a passenger, they can either walk or run or fumble away from you, and they can waste several seconds per passenger.
Yeah, the closer the passenger is to you when they start to get in the car is the fastest.
There are actually several different animations for passengers getting into your car, or hopping, or doing a cartwheel, or who knows what's going on. But most of the time, they don't cost any extra time, depending on which animation happens.
This is the final score attack level. The goal here is to get at least 30 crazy throughs, and you can do that by driving as close to the cars as possible without getting hit. It doesn't really matter what speed you're going at. Even if you're going 1 mile an hour, it will still count. Yeah, the tool-assisted run of arcade mode is pretty crazy. Unfortunately, there's no TAS of this mode yet, which is a shame. While we're waiting for the timer to run, I do want to kind of explain the boosting methods. If you're at a standstill and you hit drive and then accelerate immediately after, you'll do what's called a crazy dash. And instead of slowly bringing yourself up to your max speed, you'll just get a boost right away. The other kind of boost that you're going to see a lot is called limiter cut. You switch the gear into reverse, then switch to drive, and then accelerate immediately after, and you're going to see that the taxi goes a lot faster than it normally would if you didn't do it at all. And you can kind of see the crazy physics. Oh my god.
Oh, man. That was a good one there.
Whoa.
Yeah, you can kind of see the crazy physics of this game. There's a lot more of that to come.
Oh,
We got some rogue taxis here too.
Yeah,
I think.
The rogue taxis, some of the taxis in this game try to kill you. They're probably jealous of how much money you're making or something. You can see it in Chuckles' screen there. Alright, that was the last score attack. I don't have to worry about those anymore. From now on, it's pure speed.
So both of the runners here are using the driver Gus. The actual drivers have different differences in their cars, and Gus's is mainly advantageous because of the heavy weight. So what that means is that it doesn't get knocked around by traffic very much. It's also a very narrow car, so you can fit into tight gaps just a little more easily.
The downside to Gus, though, is that he has the fastest deceleration of the cars, which means you have to limiter cut a lot more than you would than the other drivers.
Let's see some crazy driving. Ready? Go! Just drive. Okay, thank me later.
This is the first level of traffic. Aside from when you first load in, which there's always set traffic, traffic is purely random. It's really the only random thing about this run.
RNG.
Yeah, called RNG, apparently. Additionally with, Additionally to that, there can also be parked cars on the side of the road. They can get in your way. That one's kind of bad.
Climb like crazy.
Parking lots work the same way.
Like the first floor of the parking lot is a set pattern, but then the other two are not.
Whoa there.
Also, the cars that drive along trying to find a spot can also vary.
What happened to me there a little while ago was called, that's really bad.
So right there, there's a little glitch where sometimes if you crash into something, you'll do like a 180-degree turn the other way, and that just happened to him right there. It was not good at all, as you can tell.
Right now I'm on Crazy Balloons, and every time the balloons are set, so it's really just a matter of routing out the fastest path to each of them. Currently, Tudos and I do it a little differently. I focus a little more on sharper turns between each balloon, while Tudos tries to maintain more speed.
They're roughly the same time-wise.
Crazy Ramps is one of the first levels where you can actually die due to falling off into a bottomless ocean pit. But I don't know where that leads, but you don't want to fall, basically.
If you're gutsy, you can do a frame-perfect stop at the end, and you can drop off the customer while you're falling into the water, and you get a pretty hilarious animation.
Get to the poles. Ready?
Crazy Pole is kind of similar to the last level, except you're drifting into poles that as soon as you pick up a passenger, you also have a perfect angle to just immediately start doing a crazy boost and limiter cut to the next pole. You have a fairly tight angle at which you need to drift, but you can sort of correct that by starting the drift as soon as possible and angling a little more slightly outward from your turn.
If you miss the pole, it can actually cost you quite a bit of time, just mainly because of the position you're in. That is the downside of doing the drifts, but it is the fastest way.
Going into the grass can also hinder you. Usually if you're driving forward over it, it doesn't affect you too much, but in reverse, it completely slows you down. So you don't want that to happen.
For some reason, grass is like the only terrain that slows you down. You saw us driving underwater in an earlier challenge. That doesn't slow you down for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Ready?
So right now I'm on Crazy Party. One of the more technical levels. They've got a whole shish kebab of things going on here. I don't know. There's ramps and bowling pins for no reason. They don't do anything. And you're picking up 7 clones or a baseball team, or I don't know what we've decided.
We'll be seeing the bowling pins again with the bowling stage, which is kind of infamous for being inconsistent. So we'll see that when we get there.
Kind of the goal of this level is to like test like all the skills we learned in the previous ones.
I guess it's worth mentioning, Crazy Box does not have all of the challenges unlocked from the start. It starts with a 3x3 grid, and every time you complete a row or a column of 3, there's a special for that row or column. And then when you complete the first 15, the last, the 16th challenge pops up, which is actually the longest and the one with the most randomness. So unfortunately, they have to save the hardest part for last, pretty much.
So I'm taking this M pathway kind of slow because I don't want to have to reset on this level. It'll waste like a minute and a half.
Ready?
Here's the bowling level.
Oh boy, here's the bowling level.
The thing about bowling is if you miss even one set of pins you're resetting, there's not enough time to go around and fix the pin you missed.
Whoa there.
Oh man.
I don't have enough time. Due to the way the level's set up, yeah, you don't have time if you miss them. Although there's actually some gutters in some of the lanes that you can fall into, and it takes you back to the beginning of the level. But I don't know any reason why you would want to do that. I'm not having very good luck.
Oh my god.
Hey.
And
This little random bowling is like if you miss anything, you have to start over every time. That's terrible.
Yeah, when these runners are doing grinding attempts for trying to get a new personal best for the game, they tend to do this level early in the run because they don't actually have to go in order. They just have to go in an order that they can do where, you know, they're playing things that are unlocked. And they can put bowling near the very beginning.
Oh.
yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, with the last set of pins, even if you miss it, you have enough time to go back and get it. I barely finished there.
Not much to explain about Crazy Zigzag. It's just sort of making sure you don't fall off into a pit again. You're just doing sharp, crazy drifts. Crazy Zigzag 2, dropping off Severin Grandma Jessica's, is at least what the manual calls them. It's,
You're supposed to be doing a technique called drift stop, what the game describes it, but that technique is very risky. We do, what we do is slow down and then like kind of angle ourselves toward the next stop point. It's a lot safer than a drift stop, and it really doesn't waste that much time at all.
I don't think I've ever actually seen a video of the game's intended way of doing the drift stop. So that says something about the level.
So here's the last level. It's like, I think the record for this is 2 minutes 39 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot comes down to the car NG, as they call it.
Fun fact about this level as well. The first 4 cars or so of this level are like sets. Everything else is just random. So I can go like either way here. I'm just gonna like fish out first.
And this last course basically takes you all the way around the overworld circuit.
Yeah, this is the map used in the arcade mode that was in the original Crazy Taxi for arcade.
It's essentially sorry, go ahead.
There are several checkpoints along the way. I believe there's 7 of them. Even if someone found a way to clip out of bounds, you would, oh wow, what the heck. Even if someone found a way to clip out of bounds, you would still need to get the checkpoints. So, I'm not sure if getting out of bounds here would help at all in the speedrun.
You also have to do the checkpoints in order. Because I've tried going backwards through the level occasionally, and that doesn't ever trigger them. Ooh, I got turned over. Yeah, the collision physics of this game are just really what make it weird.
Oh, bad luck on the buses here.
Oh no.
Yeah, that is bad luck for the parking lot. You want the far right end to be an open lane.
I had a bus blocking my way too. I don't think it was as bad as Chuckles though.
Once they get on this highway section here, they can grind along the wall and pretty much reduce their chance of hitting any cars. Well, they pretty much won't hit any cars because they don't very.
The wall does not slow you down in Crazy Taxi, so you can just grind on it the entire way and not lose any speed at all.
There are actually several paths you can take during the city section. I think you guys try to take the one that has the least traffic. Is that correct?
I think Chuckles takes a different
We do,
route.
yeah.
Oh, you actually do different routes.
It's just whatever's more comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay. But there are actually sections of the roads that are likely to have more cars than others.
But the city, which we're in right now, is by far the worst as far as traffic goes.
Let's go through there. Oh, no.
Nice.
Okay.
There's
Who's
a little
lucky?
cool random clip boost thing.
Time will be coming up in a short bit, by the way. when they reach the green stopping point, they come to a full stop. That's time.
And time. It's pretty good.
And time. All right. Pretty close.
Curious.
All right, and then we had the donation incentive. Did the crazy rank get met, or is it just S rank? Okay, so I guess we're going to just S rank. So here's the bonus incentive. We're doing a run of arcade mode. And S rank is the lowest possible rank that will trigger the credits. What'd you set it on?
Yeah, I'm gonna do. So the interesting thing about arcade mode is for a speed run, the time is limited based upon the options that you're setting here. So you have the initial in-game time that you get for 40 seconds, and your time difficulty affects how much extra time a passenger gives you when you pick them up. And then traffic difficulty is the amount of traffic that occurs. And usually we keep that towards normal because rogue taxis.
I can fix. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good call.
All right, let's go make some crazy money.
Right.
I didn't get it.
It's okay. There's a code you can input by holding both triggers on the start button during the load screen. You'll get expert mode as well. All that really does, though, is get rid of the directional arrow and lowers the green border for where you drop off passengers. So it's not really much of an expert mode. I can still say I'm an expert.
It's an expert in knowing that.
Yeah. So basically, you just pick up the first passenger that you see towards the university. You start driving backwards in a circle. You switch
Oh my god.
between your drive and reverse gear really quickly and hold left or right direction depending upon which angle you're turning. And that just lets you continually gain a combo because it tricks the game into thinking you're, ooh, that was tight. It just tricks the game into thinking you're continuously drifting.
I'm not gonna make it.
All right, I got it.
Okay, as long as one of us got it.
As long as you're close enough to where you have to drop off the passenger, you'll still have a little extra time, even though their passenger time says 0.
Yeah, but that's the crazy backdrift. It's not really an intended in-game mechanic, as you can see.
Yeah, it's pretty broken for score attacks.
Basically, you saw the crazy drift from earlier. You can lock your car in reverse mode into a position where the game thinks you're in a crazy drift, but it's really not, so you can just keep adding up those combos for however long the game time is set at.
And I don't know if we said this already, but the reason we had S rank and crazy rank is because S rank is $5,000. That's the first instance in arcade that you actually get to see the credits. So it's the closest thing to any percent.
I know, right?
As long as someone's showing the credits.
just
They're only
gotta-
like
you
30
just-
seconds anyway.
To get credits,
fantastic
skip, all I have to do is get a bad rank like I did, and boom. But yeah, that's Crazy Taxi.
Yep.
You can see the fantastic soundtrack we got.
They're okay.
Pretty good.
How you guys feel about crazy ducks?
Maybe someday. Maybe someday.
Crazy Taxi 4.
Do
Crazy.
you both
Good
have
votes.
a favorite song of the like 4 that can play?
Oh, that's all I want.
Of course,
without
that's all I
question.
want. Yeah.
Gotta have those yas right at the beginning of the run.
So good.
That's gonna be the name.
AGDQ.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
there you go.
All right,
All right.
everyone, let's hear it for Tudos and Chuckles.
That's Crazy Taxi.
Good race, man.
It's close.
So this.